Camp Santanoni is an Adirondack Great Camp. It's one of about 35 or so great camps that were constructed in the late 19th century. And it's actually one of the few that survives more or less intact. It's also the only one that is open to the public. My name is Charles Vandrie, and I am the department's Historic Preservation Officer. And I've been with the department now about 33 years. It is a long time. Well, in terms of Santanoni as a place to go, it's a great ski destination. If we have snow by Thanksgiving, we're going to have snow through May. And the weekends like this are not uncommon, where there's tons of people here. I'd say probably 200 by now.
Total or
it got to be
per day?
200 total. I've been doing these weekends since the beginning. We started these in, I think it was 2011, and we do 3 of them in the winter, one in January, one in February, one in March. The buildings are open. In the winter, we have them open these winter weekends. The way we manage the site, it's basically an outdoor museum, and what I like to say is I'd like the place to look like the Prines could show up at any time. Camp Santanoni was constructed by Robert and Anna Prine. They were a wealthy Albany family. Prine actually is descended from the fellow who was Abraham Lincoln's first American ambassador to Japan. Towards the end of the 19th century, it became fashionable for wealthy people, the Vanderbilts, the Rockefellers, the Prines, to build these, what they call great camps. And what you have to think of as a great camp is, think of an English country estate in the woods. Basically, they used the site as a summer place. You know, the family was here for most of the summer. They hunted and fished. The main camp itself is, basically it's a 15,000 square foot log cabin. It was pretty luxurious living in the woods. The site was actually held by the Prine family into the 1950s. They sold it in 1953 to another banking family from Syracuse. In 1971, they sold the property to the Nature Conservancy, who then the state pulled some money together and bought the property that year as well. I'm an archaeologist by training. I went to grad school at SUNY Buffalo, got a master's degree there. Basically, I went to work for an entity at SUNY Buffalo called the Archaeological Survey. They do archaeological investigations. Started working for them, basically doing field work and writing reports. Commensurate with that, of course, there are people in state agencies who review that work or make sure that work gets done. And that's actually how I came to work for the department. Camp Santanoni is one of the sites in the Adirondack Park that the department manages as a historic property. The site is a National Historic Landmark. We didn't really start working on restoring the site until the 1990s. Starting in 1994, when I started working on the project, we began to work on a management plan for the site. One of the first projects that was done is to put a new roof on the artist studio. Right after that, we started a roof on the main lodge, which was a huge project. That was the start of the partnership that actually manages the site right now. We do it in partnership with the town and with a group called Adirondack Architectural Heritage, which acts as our friends group. We've been working together on projects ever since then, so that the buildings are in good shape. It's not like your traditional house museum historic site. You come here to enjoy not only the architecture and how it fits into the landscape, and it's just kind of amazing in that regard, but also to experience the natural world in the same way that the Prine family did.